Shalom Mashpaka. May peace, serenity, and prosperity be multiplied unto you all. Kolala abaya ba shuma mashiach yawashaba rakutam to whatever halawaya. Shema yasharala yahawa alahaya nawa akad. The bar Mashpaka. Welcome in. Welcome in. I'm going to give a quick moment for YouTube to send out the appropriate notifications to everybody who has the notification button clicked. Yeah, we're going to bring more light to the truth of the matter. We're bringing more light to the truth of the matter concerning this day that we know of today, which is honored on the Gregorian calendar. Shalom, true follower. Welcome. Yeah, that day that's being honored by many and celebrated foolishly by many is the 4th of July, which is marked today on the Gregorian calendar. See, many people ignorantly, whether they ignorantly know or they wickedly know, they celebrate this day out of foolishness. Whether they ignorantly know or wickedly know. So you have many who wickedly know because they have pride in the establishment of modern day Babylon, right? They have pride in the complete entire story in the development of this country that we know of today. That's wickedly celebrating. Then you have those who ignorantly celebrate. They just follow traditions of man. They may have some knowledge of its beginning from what they learned in school, but yet they take this day as a day to just relax and chill with family and barbecue and honor the day as such, buy fireworks, contribute to its capitalism, and they have their selfish means of celebrating the day. Well, either way, whether it's wickedly or ignorantly celebrated, is both entirely folly. And we're going to focus on a few precepts pertaining to that folly and pertaining to the history and the origins of this day we know of as July 4th. So many of us, especially if you live here in America, or you've been living here in America from a different country, you have somewhat of an understanding of how this day was established. You may have some understanding of how this country was founded. And long story short, to sum it all up, you had hustlers and criminals who exiled their way from Europe, came over here, met the indigenous, worked very crafty works with the indigenous, and raped, killed, murdered, and pillaged the indigenous to take over the land. And along with that, You had a lot of the southern kingdom of Yasharala brought over here to lay down the foundation of those same individuals' wealth through slave labor. All that founded this country that we know of as America, US of A. Now, all of that was already prophesied in our holy manuscript that would happen. However, there's a judgment coming for that. Just like those of Yasharala received that judgment, right, for forgetting the ways of the heritage and adopting the ways that they're not supposed to adopt, right? Following the ways of Egypt. That's why you have many pyramids on this side of the world. Yeah, because they took those same customs and adopted those traditions and started making their own gods and creating their own devices, which led to such a demise. Yeah, our ancestors are not innocent. Keep that in mind. Our ancestors are not innocent. So, by the way of the Most High and His mighty judgment, He allowed the Idumeans to do what they did. So, that pride was only done by recompense of the Most High, which is going to come back around full circle, according to the word of Yahweh. Now, let us remember that none of these holidays, none of these self-appointed celebrations are honored by the Most High. He gave us days to celebrate. So any day that man forms to celebrate, he hates it. Amos 5:21. Let's read it. I despise your feast days, and I will not smell in your solemn assemblies. I will withdraw my presence from your gatherings. Thus saith the Most High. And shalom to everybody in the chat. Be sure to make yourself present and speak. You know, I see we have a couple of people in the chat. No need to be shy. Make your presence known, because you are entering a spiritual recording, a spiritual live stream. No nonsense will be tolerated in any shape, form, or fashion. So be sure you come with the right spirit. Be sure you're actually here to be edified and here to pay homage to the Most High. That goes to everybody listening. Khan, true follower. Man cannot make a day holy. Sure can't. So, in addition to that, everybody who's gathering up, barbecuing, and, you know, celebrating their time in honor of the 4th, popping firecrackers, getting with friends and family, the Most High says He has no parts of that. He says in Amos 5, verse 22, though ye offer me burnt offerings with your meat offerings, I will not accept them. Neither will I regard the peace offerings of your fat beast. So while you're barbecuing, you're enjoying all of that food, you and your family may even pray over this food, blessing the food. The Most High said He's not hearing none of that and He's not accepting it. That's what Amos 5:22 says. He's not hearing your prayers. He's not regarding any of your blessing the food in honor of Him when you're celebrating a day he doesn't recognize. Now, we already know there's a lot of patriotic songs that go with this day, that those who wickedly celebrate this day take heed to. What did Most High say about that? Amos 5:23. Take thou away from me the noise of thy songs, for I will not hear the melody of thy vows. The Star Spangled Banner, that song right there, the Star Spangled Banner, whatever. Most High said he not hearing that. He said, take that away from me. I'm not hearing that. And whatever other patriotic songs that they've created in wicked celebration of this day. And then he says in Amos 5:24, but let judgment run down as waters and righteousness as a mighty stream. So that's why you have so much chaotic things happen on these holidays. Judgment is being brought down in so many ways. That's why crime tends to spike up on these holidays. That's why violence tends to spike on these holidays. It is judgment being rung through. Judgment is being rang. The bell of judgment is rung. Anytime you hear of a misfortunate event happening on these holidays. So you can go ahead and try to celebrate this day all you want to, because I know some of you who are listening are probably in celebratory mode right now as you listen. Well, you've already had your warning. So if something happens, you've been warned. And just know why something happened. Amos 5:24, but let judgment run down as waters and righteousness as a mighty stream. And in an event where something does happen, or you call yourself blaspheming the name of Yahweh by praying to him and thanking him for such a celebration, Isaiah 1:15. And when ye spread forth your hands, I will hide mine eyes from you. Yeah, when you make many prayers, I will not hear. Your hands are full of blood. So everybody who's celebrating and taking any type of homage of this day, you have blood on your hands, because the origins of this day has rape, murder, and pillaging all in it. That's what it has. It has a very destruction of a people all behind it as a foundation as to why it is the way it is. It's been a lot of bloodshed. The land is defiled. The land is defiled. And if you take any celebration of this day, your hands are also full of blood. You're not innocent. And in my folly, before I was in truth, I too took part in this day. So I'm not just going to sit up here and act like I never just celebrated this day at all. In my foolishness, I did as well. And I had to repent. True follower says, I was lost for many years, makes me feel ashamed. Don't feel ashamed. Be thankful that you've been brought to the light. You've been brought to truth and you've repented from doing such a thing. Be grateful of that. Don't be ashamed. See, if you feel ashamed of that, while you already living in truth, currently, and you know the truth, that's nothing but deception of Hashatan playing on you. You're giving your mind over to heaviness. And that's what the degenerate angels want you to do. They want you to walk in that deception to where you're beating yourself up for your past folly. No, if you're living out the truth now, you should rejoice. You shouldn't be ashamed. To be ashamed is folly. I'm not ashamed to tell y'all that I was once in folly because I'm now in truth. So don't ever feel ashamed if you're now living truth and you're not paying homage to such wickedness anymore. Now, that same celebration, the Most High speaks on that pride because it's nothing but pride. This whole day is nothing but pride. They say it's independence from England, but how was that independence from England gained? Through the destruction of another people. And by the way, everybody of the diaspora, what are you really celebrating when you celebrate this day? This day truly isn't for you. 1776, that's when it started, right? 1776. What were your ancestors doing at that time? Everybody of the diaspora, what were your ancestors doing? They were either enslaved or they were being destroyed. One of the two. They were either in chains or they were being destroyed and killed off. So what are you really celebrating when you take part in July 4th and you of the diaspora? You're celebrating the destruction of your own ancestors. You're celebrating the destruction of your own ancestors. What are you really celebrating? When you fire up that pit and you call all your friends and family together, what are you celebrating? Because your ancestors weren't celebrating. Independence from England. That didn't apply to you. But let's check this out though. Obadiah chapter 1, verse 3. The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? So yeah, the same people who celebrate this independence from England, the Most High calls you out in your pride. Your pride have deceived you. Obadiah chapter 1, verse 4. That though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith Yahweh. So, you know, there's an ultimate judgment coming for this pride that's highlighted on this day. There's an ultimate judgment coming. So, you know, your pride is vain. The pride that you have in this day is vain. The pride of the history that you're celebrating is vain because it's already been prophesied to have a ultimate judgment, recompense, recompense. Um, Shalom, your keyboard is messing up. I see you, but I'm not gonna put it on here on the screen. Your keyboard's messing up. You might want to proofread. But Shalom. Yeah, there's an ultimate judgment coming. So that pride, that vanity, the wicked advancements that led to this kingdom, this current kingdom, it has a recompense, and that recompense is coming swiftly. And what specifically was done? What specifically was done that's requiring this recompense, to where the Most High says, though you exalt yourself as the eagle, and though you set your nest among the stars, I'll bring you down. Let's see what the Most High is talking about. What pride, what action was taken. Obadiah chapter 1, verse 10. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. So the Idumeans that have so much pride in this day, the Idumeans that have so much pride in this day, so much pride in themselves, right? So much hate for the others, especially those of Jacob, the violence that they did towards Jacob. Yeah. Shame shall cover you, and you shall be cut off forever for your works and for your pride. So throughout all that mirth and enjoyment of today, that's the cryptic scene or the cryptic background of the celebration. That's just lingering over the entire celebration of this day. So as you enjoy this day wickedly or ignorantly, you're not innocent. And those of Jacob that are celebrating this day, you tie into the 2/3, especially if you don't want to take heed to what the Most High says and you still follow through. You're part of the 2/3 that shall be cut off as well. You're going to be cut off right with those wicked Idumeans that have so much pride and hatred. True follower says, it is truly a blessing to not be in the delusion anymore. I was so prideful on this day because I was also celebrating a birthday. But now I just treat it like another day and thank Abba for another year. Come. Yeah, those birthdays are nothing to celebrate neither, because we're not supposed to have so much pride in ourselves that we appoint a day that we celebrate because we were born on that day. You only have one birthday, by the way, and that was the day you came out of the womb. That was your birthday. You can't have, oh, today's my birthday. Well, you're born again. You jumped out of your mother's womb and came right back out of the womb again. So how you have these birthdays? You're celebrating vanity by celebrating your birthday. And in further knowledge, those who are Satanists regard birthdays as the highest of holidays. And I bet y'all didn't know that. Those who are Satanists, who willingly follow the degenerate angel, Hasatan, they regard birthdays as the highest of holidays. It's in their satanic Bible. So either way, if you're celebrating a birthday, you're being very satanic, whether you know it or not, which puts you in further enmity of the Most High. So all praises to Abba Yah for true father not celebrating this day of folly, nor the day of his own folly, which was a birthday. So for everybody listening, when you hear of any crazy thing going on around you or in your city, just know that is judgment running down as waters, because the Most High is not dealing with this day, and he's not really dealing with everybody who's following this day and celebrating it. So when you hear some crazy stuff going on in your city, just know that's judgment being carried out. Now, for those who are subscribed to Patreon, we're going to have another Patreon video today with part 2 of understanding the return of our Messiah. So be on the lookout for that. Other than that, everybody who's listening, I hope you stay blessed. I hope you stay out of the way of foolishness and folly. And may peace, serenity, and prosperity be multiplied unto you all. Shalom.